I'm starting a little early. Just wanted to make sure that I had my camera set up. And we'll wait to see if anyone joins. And then we'll get started around 11. It's about 10:58 right now, Central Standard Time. So 8:58, 12:58, depending on where you are. Okay, that's enough. And my dog is I have her with me today. She's with me most of the time, actually. Just hangs out underneath my desk. Chat works here. All right, it's 11, and I will be getting started. All right. So tomorrow we have the new moon solar eclipse in Virgo. This is on September the 1st, 2016, and Saturn and Neptune are at a T-square. Mercury is in retrograde, and we are beginning a new chapter in our lives with this new moon solar eclipse. New beginnings, which would have started 4 to 6 weeks before the eclipse, and then it can last 4 to 6 months after, until the next eclipse in 2017. Jupiter moves from Virgo into Libra at the end of the month, and Mercury goes direct. So, and then we're going to be going from Virgo season into Libra season. So that really highlights ways in which we can organize our lives better, bring beauty into our lives. Some might say that feng shui, like in terms of interior design, would be a good outlet for this energy. Ways in which you can rearrange your lifestyle to create more efficient, more beautiful modalities for living. And then within relationships, I suspect cleaning up our relationships with that Virgo energy. Virgo is all about purity, innocence, cleanliness, perfectionism. And Libra is all about beauty, diplomacy, gracefulness, easygoing. It can be indecisive. I'm a Libra rising with a Virgo moon, so I suspect I'm going to be feeling the Virgo energies in my emotional chart and sort of my emotional life. And well, I guess I could kind of come across as being a little bit puritanical, but then also it depends where my Saturn is, and I think right now Saturn is affecting me pretty directly right now. But then Libra comes in. If you have Libra in your chart, look to see what house you have Libra. and what cusp of planets. And that'll help you determine sort of how Jupiter moving into Libra will affect you. But in terms of this solar eclipse in Virgo, I kind of wanted to continue the thread of doing a tarot reading around the new moon. It seems that that's been falling because I do this reading on the last day of the month. And so it just makes sense that tomorrow is the new moon. We could do a new moon reading today. If any of you were online with me right now, I would like to just offer to do a reading for you in whatever way I can. I could do a live reading for you, but I don't see anyone online yet. But if you jump online and you happen to catch up and see this part of the video or the live stream, just know that if you want to do a live reading, we can certainly do that. All right. Let's get started then. So I think I'm going to do a type of general spread here. 3 cards, 3 cards, 3 cards. So it's like a grid. I'm going to ask Spirit, what are the messages and energies you have surrounding this new moon eclipse in Virgo? And I'm looking for like over the next 30 days, you know, so we can kind of see the effects, messages and energies. And I'm going to put in a special intention for you, Shauna, and Helene, if you're watching, to bring me messages for Shauna and Helene, who right now are my only 2 King of Pentacles patrons. Okay, the 4 of Swords just popped out, which is about, for me, taking a break. Then again, there could be other messages attached to that as well. Spirit, what do we need to know regarding this new moon solar eclipse in Virgo tomorrow? Please help guide us. Okay, I'm getting that it's time to cut the cards here. So I'm going to put down this is why I don't do readings on my laptop. I can help it because it's just hard to see. So I have a couple major arcana here. At the center of the reading is the Hierophant in reverse, which to me talks about doing things against tradition. Can be kind of like a rebellious energy, breaking free. It sometimes can indicate in partnerships, breakups, divorce. For example, some people might get this when they leave a religion behind, or they leave their job, or they are rebelling against some aspect of their life. So there is this at the center of the reading, this strong energy of not conforming, doing things your own way. With the way that society perhaps has told you is the way to do things may no longer be working for you. This is a strong anti-conforming energy here. This is your, your James Dean or your sort of graffiti punk or whatever. This is the energy of someone who just kind of has they're like their own leader. They have no masters, they're their own master. We also have the Empress, which talks about abundance and fertility, love, but there is always enough. There's so much to go around. I often do see her as a Venus, representing Venus, but it's interesting that she comes up next to the High Priest here in reverse. In this deck, it's the High Priest. And right directly underneath her is the Ace of Cups, which is this replenishing of one's emotions. It's like an emotional upsurge. But let's start from the beginning because like over the next 30 days, what I'm seeing here, I feel like we start off with the Four of Wands reversed, which can be a disruptive energy, especially around the home, but it can also suggest more freedom, looking for more freedom in our lives. Where can we express that freedom? If we're feeling disorganized, if things feel out of place, if we're not feeling grateful for what we have, what are some things we can do to kind of mitigate that? And that Virgo energy can be a little bit rebellious in that sense. But Virgos like to organize, they're all about putting things in order. They can be perfectionistic. I also feel like this is a time for healing, especially with regards to matters of the heart with the Three of Swords reversed. Of course, you may be the one doing the heartbreak to someone else, but I do see like the swords falling out can represent a necessary sacrifice that we have to make. I have the Three of Wands in reverse as well, which to me is a card of growth, planning, looking into the future. And to me, it's saying that it's not a good time to travel necessarily, or that it may be difficult to make plans around this time, just because I think Mercury being in retrograde just speaks to sort of the changeability, and plans can fall through and may be difficult. Also, with the Knight of Cups coming up in the present here in reverse, well, I mean, I'm kind of reading all of these cards together. There is, the lover here. This can represent the ex-lover or the person that is sort of flaky about their feelings. I mean, I feel like his energy is being blocked here. And there is this again, this wanting to rebel, this wanting to not have traditional relationships. perhaps. And with the Four of Rods reversed above him, I just see a lot of wanting more freedom. Someone wanting more freedom and not looking for a long-term relationship at this point, but letting something heal, doing what is right for you. What makes sense to you at this time? Because that, I see, will bring you abundance. And also accepting that what you have may be enough. You know, it may be enough at this point. Enjoying the simple things in life, taking pride in that. This is also about nurturing and creativity. I feel that the middle of the month will be highly creative time. This is about production, possibly around the full moon as well. Fertility, producing, giving birth to something. Could be like a new venture, a new business venture, or a new relationship. I see it less as a new relationship and more as like, what is it that you're giving birth to? What is it that you are breaking away from, so that you can be kinder to yourself, so that you can nurture yourself more, keep healthy, so forth. This is also kind of a Virgo card to me as well, because Virgos are notoriously picky eaters, but they tend to be very healthy eaters as well. So this is just like self-care as well, like take care of yourself. Big changes coming with the Wheel of Fortune. This is growth and expansion. The way things were, they will no longer be. The thing about this card is that it doesn't give you a specific outcome. It's not like it's going to be like this or like that. It simply says that, you know, this wheel is always turning. And depending where you are on the wheel, you will no longer be at that place. Because this really is the wheel of life, and it's just always moving, and it just says that this is a lucky influence as well for growth and expansion, for new opportunities. And to me, it speaks to destiny itself, that your destiny is evolving constantly. I see multitasking. I see the ability to do more than one thing quite well. I just have to say that I feel like this Knight of Cups reversed can represent an ex-lover that comes back, and with the High Priest reversed can represent a no strings attached relationship, which, as you know, means to me a friends with benefits situation, next to the Empress, which means being open to it, being open to love, even if it's not under the most traditional circumstances. Or despite that. But it's very, like, I really don't see like long-term situations here. I'm seeing more of a short-term or short-term type process going on. It's interesting because I feel like the Wheel of Fortune does represent something astrologically. It is, to me, the changing of the seasons even. It's like that new energy that comes in and just changes everything. I see a lot of love as well with the Ace of Cups, which is to me like a cleansing, an outpouring of emotions, as well. I could put some clarifiers down. Let me get this out. I want to clarify the Knight of Cups in reverse, who's coming up here. Right here. To me, this represents someone who is non-committal or has turned off their love light, so to speak. It's like they're not available. I just want to get these cards warmed up because they've been sitting in the box here. Can you clarify for me the Knight of Cups in reverse? Let's read these. He's coming up with the messenger. Good or bad news coming forward. Then I have the lonely and sad man bound to his past. In the present. So this was in the past, the message. The man who's lonely and bound to his past. And then in the future, I have the ostentation, vanity, or arrogance. Someone who's very vain. Someone who's very proud, has too much pride. Let's look at the Empress next. Love her energy. Blessing to have that energy. So we have in the past the stupid actions or foolish behavior. In the present, we have the gain or inheritance, money. And in the future, we have the partial success, comforting surprise. I do feel like the Empress to me is saying, in terms of wealth and long-term investments, any kind of an investment, really. I'm seeing towards the middle of the month being a very good, fertile time for that. And I do feel like this does represent success on that front. Gain of any sort, gainful energy. So this is like adding something to whatever it is you have. What to look at next? The Wheel of Fortune, or this Three of Swords in reverse. Well, let's look at the Three of Swords in reverse up here. You know, this is to me either someone breaking someone else's heart, or it can represent a separation, But I really feel like it's better in the reverse. It's saying that those wounds can heal. The swords can finally fall out. Sometimes it can represent ignoring that pain, though. Ignoring that pain of heartbreak. In the past, we have the Soldier, which is the relationship. Well, to me, it's someone who's moving on. That just says moving on. In the present, we have the Nuptials, which is a strong bond or union or alliance. And in the future, we have the Lover, which the Lover does come up in the future, but this is requited love. I feel like the Three of Swords in reverse represents a relationship that is a strong bond, but there is something, and one of the partners is definitely into you. I mean, one of the, it can mean that the lover coming up in the future here, requited love, that the healing process can happen because of the strength of this bond. So that's very good. Some kind of healing going on in a relationship where there was heartbreak. I do see a commitment here of some sort. But one of the lovers is requited, is giving the person attention. Let's look at the Ace of Cups at the end here. We have passion. This is love. Love or passion that flourishes again. The married woman, respect or attraction towards the mother of a family. And the gran consolianze, which is gratification achieved after a long time. So, very beautiful. It seems as though something is just inevitable here. There's almost like this fate steps in. This may have to do with a non-traditional relationship in terms of love that resurfaces. At one point, someone moved on here. I see a strong bond, regardless of the fact that someone is breaking someone else's heart. But I see the lover coming in the future. This is requited love. And indeed, at the end, we have love that flourishes again. Well, it's like it comes back. The focus currently is on breaking away. You know, things that are tangible, giving yourself, nurturing yourself. And then I see partial success. Then this sort of change comes. It brings a lot of balance and love. And if you look at the bottom of the deck, we have the Page of Cups, which is a lighthearted energy. Can represent love messages, positive news. This is it is very possible that some of you will be hearing from someone towards the end of the month, because I have this indication that love is like flourishing again, like love comes up again. That's the feeling that I have. I'd like to pull an overall guidance message. And remember, this is over the next 30 days, so it's kind of one of those situations where I feel like it's when you least expect it, like you're not expecting this to happen. And this is a very liberating influence. I just see a fresh start here. And I see a lot of balance and harmony coming in. Okay. I pulled the Web Weaver, and she stands for synchronicity, divine intelligence, cause and effect. It's card number 4. We have a couple of 4s here. Just checking. We have 1 4, but it's reversed. The 4 of rods in reverse. Anyway, let's take a look. The Web Weaver rejoices that your creations are far-reaching and have positive effects on the many. Remember, every action, every thought, every word and deed is woven into the web of creation. When the Web Weaver appears as your ally, she grants you the way to others of like mind and intention and lets you know you're not alone in your endeavors. Just when you need to make a connection, like magic, synchronicity occurs. Music reverberates through the web and plays in harmony with your own. This is a sign to trust in the connectivity between all events. Magic is afoot for you. If your query is about a relationship, the Web Weaver gives you assurance that meaningful coincidence comes through to give you reason to hope. Potential grows into reality with care and patience. Remember that the web reaches far and wide, and you're only capable of perceiving a small part of it. Trust and pay attention to the patterns you see play out in your life. All things will be revealed through the web. And remember, the web can have dual meanings here. It can actually mean the internet. Synchronicity, where in your life might there be synchronistic events happening? As a challenger, the Web Weaver warns you to address your behavior in all areas. Where are you being dishonest with others and with yourself? There's that Virgo influence. Virgos are very honest, I think, can be very straightforward people. Are you fearful that you'll be left out in the cold and abandoned if you don't relinquish control? Your strand in the web is beautiful and unique, and you don't need to camouflage who you really are in order to manipulate results. You're challenged to stand tall in all your perfect imperfections. See yourself truly and allow the patterns of your life to be woven into the beauty meant for you and you alone. Keep in mind that if you do what you did, you'll get what you got. The web remembers everything. Do something different this time and watch a miracle. This applies to all your questions in this moment, where everything is connected. I think that the High Priest in reverse does talk about doing something different. Changing some, making those changes. Whatever changes you make around this new moon will have a lasting effect. So remember that. It's important to be conscious of the areas in your life where you wish to change. This also, to me, speaks to that meaning of this card, the Wheel of Fortune. This is all about divine timing and synchronicity. Things just happening for a reason. Remember, I was saying something was just meant to be. I often really do get that feeling with this card. I see love flourishing again. It's coming up here. I see the lover in the future. I see the surprise. Closer towards the end of September, with the changing of the seasons. Your investments, your money should be very good this month. But as long as you're careful about, what it is I feel like there's going to be a little surprise here. Something you just weren't expecting in terms of the money coming in. Should be a very fruitful time. Out of curiosity, just want to pull one more card. Nine of Swords for first. For an outcome, I pulled the Nine of Swords in reverse. So, not quite sure what to make of that. I think I'm going to leave it here. Reminder, if you haven't signed up for your monthly free 30-minute reading, I do phone readings now. I can also do Skype or Skype readings. If you'd like to order one of those, there's still time. Go to my scheduling page, click on coupon, type in Patreon 50, and sign up for your reading. I think Saturday I'm not open, but the following week, I'm focusing on getting your general love forecast out. But if you'd like me to do a love reading for you specifically, it's a good time, I think, especially after this new moon. Because you're kind of starting with a blank slate. This is a chance to kind of take that piece of paper out and write down your hopes and dreams for the next, 4 to 6 months. The things that you want to change, the things that you are looking to get rid of. What can you organize and make more beautiful at the same time in terms of your everyday experience, that kind of thing. Okay. I hope this reading has been helpful, if not entertaining and fun to listen to. I'm sorry I didn't catch you, Shauna. I know that mornings can be a little difficult, but maybe next time. Love and light. Take care. Many blessings.